Howdy folks, Scott Grove here. I'm going to give you some free lessons today. These will be a ton of fun. Part of this I actually did on my very first lesson 78 DVDs ago. This was a whole bunch of pedal steel sounding stuff. But it is very cool stuff. It's back when Jimmy Olander from Diamond Rio was using G benders and B benders on his guitars and doing all the, the Diamond Rio guitar stuff, and I had to find a way to get around doing them. So I'll teach you how I found a way to get around part of that, which was from licks that go something like this. Okay. Okay, and I will show you. Those kind of things, and also just a bunch of cool stuff in the key of A and E. Things that was how to get back from E back down to A. So this is E, D, C sharp minor, and B minor down to A. And I'll show you all the little notes in between too. Okay, so a lot of this stuff and just a whole bunch of really cool little licks that you can do in the key of A, that and E and D also, that are open string things. Okay, I'm not going to use a pick for any of this, and I'll show you this in great detail. That lesson will be a ding or an hour long, however long it takes. But just cool little stuff that goes over top of the key of A, but with a droning low A string. Okay, so those things. Okay, just a bunch of cool stuff in the key of A. Alright, so let's get going to it. Get down here to the guitar, where we can actually hopefully learn something. And what I'm using here today is just a cool axe. I always like to tell about the axes because I like to tell about axes. This here's actually a one-off, meaning it's the only one in the world. But John Cruz, he's a famous builder over there at Fender. Before there was a custom shop at Fender. This one was actually developed and put together by him in his spare time. You can see the inlays and stuff as they did in the Jags and stuff, and but no such thing as a big block telly at this point. Of course, they've done it a zillion times since, but very cool USA made guitar by John Cruz. Cool axe. Okay, so let's get with the bending stuff first. Okay, like I said, we'll be going from the key of E down to the key of A. So we're actually in the key of A. D. I'm going to get this one slide guitar here off the wall so it quits making all this rattling noise. And so we're going to be going from the back to the A, then the E. So coming back from the E. Okay, so we'll be bending all of our strings, which are going to be only the G string that's going to be being bent, towards the floor. Okay, so what is going to happen here is if you have a whammy, forget it or block it, one of the two, because you got to let that open string, or these strings all ring together, I mean. So if you go to bend one string, all your other ones will go out. So if you're using the Strat, block that thing once and for all and quit using it. Buy a whammy pedal, that's what they're out there for. They never go out of tune. Okay, so here's what we got, childrens. I'll get in nice and tight. No jokes there, if you know me. Okay, so for the key of E, all we do, again, no picks. If you want to use picks, fine. But you'll see what I'm doing here. Thumb on the A string, your first finger on the D string, and your middle finger on the G string, all the way through this. whenever I do go up and grab the B string, I will do it with my middle finger. Okay, so for the E, this is simply your ring finger at the 14th fret, A string, pinky directly underneath it at the 14th fret on the D string. Long stretch, but not as long as it's going to get later. First finger, G string at the 11th fret. Okay, so for now, you do whatever you want with your right hand. Okay, so that's just A, D, G string to make sure you have the chord correct. And you're going to bend your G string towards the floor a whole step or 2 frets, so it actually comes up and looks like an E chord. Okay, so if you actually play an E up here, it would look like that. Okay, so since we're not, but you want to bend it to that chord. I like to start with pre-bends a lot of the time too, meaning that you already have the note bent to where it's supposed to be. Okay, so thumb first, middle finger, release, first finger, then thumb. Okay, so you got to just get used to making that bend, because that's what we use all the way through this. Okay, the other note we can add in here with our middle finger is going to be at the 12th fret on the B string. Okay, so that's just the 12th fret of the B string with our middle finger. Then I like to grab all 3 strings that we normally play and let it pop again. Even in the key of E, that's just a very cool ending or just a lick. Okay, so we're talking my kind of country, which is 60s, 70s, early 80s. That kind of a steel guitar sound. Okay, so you can do whatever you want with this. Okay, make it your own. Okay, so that's the first one of the descending lick going down from E back down to A, which is the whole premise of this, but I like to teach a lot more as I'm teaching one lick. Okay, so the first one is E, then we're going to go down to D, which is nothing more than taking the whole thing down 2 frets. Okay, so we're, instead of the 14th fret with these 2 fingers, we're taking the exact same formation, take it down, so you're now at 12, 12, and then 9 on your G string. And then your middle finger can climb in air and still do the exact same thing as we did before on the 10th fret of the B string. So you do the exact same things. Okay, so you have your E, D, okay. I'm doing pre-bends. Doing thumb and middle finger for this. Then first finger and thumb. Then the D. Okay, if you need to see the right hand. Nope, I don't have fancy split screens. Then D. Okay, now for the C sharp minor, it makes it so easy. I'll show you the rest of the run, and then we'll do other little things that we can do to change them up. Okay, so E, down 2 frets. Now for the C sharp minor, you only move the 2 fingers that are here. You take them from the 12th fret to the 11th fret. Okay, no more using your pinky at this point because it becomes a minor. Okay. don't work. Okay, so from again E to D. Here's our C sharp minor. Okay, so there's your minor. Now we go to our B minor, which is just the whole thing again, 2 more frets. So you go from the 11th fret here with the 2 fingers down to the 9th fret, so 9th and 9th, then G string on your 7th, same thing. Okay, so every time you're looking at a full bend. Okay, now here's where it's starting to hurt, kiddies. Okay, this is the longest stretch you'll have. Now we're finally getting back to A, the key of the song. Okay, which is going down to the 7th fret with your 2 fingers. So you just got off the 9th fret and the 7th fret. Now you're going down to the 7th fret with the 2 fingers. And all the way back here to the 4th fret on your G string with your 1st finger. And you can put, yeah, this is a stretch too. This hurts everybody in the world, but it's not impossible because I've taught thousands and thousands of people how to do this lick. Your middle finger, 5th fret, B string, just like we did back in E. Now you get to do it here. Okay, so that's the end of the scale, if you will, or just the turnaround from the 5 to the 1 for the people who know the Nashville number system. If you don't, there's a blatant call for you to order my Nashville number system and learn what it is. Okay, that's a hard one to keep. I'm even buzzing here. No, I'm not buzzing from anything else other than just my frets, because my fingers aren't awake yet today. So there you go. Okay, so no benders involved on your guitar other than your fingers. I believe that's the way guitar should be played. God love everybody else that uses the benders, Olander, Paisley, everybody out there that does these things. Yeah, they're cool, but I like to physically maneuver a guitar and try to figure out a way to do it. Okay, so most of us don't have benders, but we like the sound, so we'll get them. But we'll get them the hard way. We'll get them the manly way. Okay, so there's calling all you guys out to disassemble number 5. Disassemble your benders and play a guitar. So that's just showing you ways that you can just play whatever you want. I want to, again, as I always tell you, these are just the bricks, you know, the tools. Now time to go build your own damn house. Okay, so you take all these licks and do what you will with them, because turn them inside out. I'm just showing you the so basic versions. Again, Olander from Diamond Rio, when they did the Meet in the Middle. Okay, that, you know, you're looking at, if you want to look at what I've bastardized version, of course, but since I don't have any benders, he had his B or G bender, which is attached to your belt loop and hooked into a thing on the back of your guitar. You pull out on it this way. B bender here, you push down on it this way. I prefer to just stand there and play, but low E string. Okay, so this is low E string. You're grabbing your G and your B string with your 2 fingers here. Just grabbing on your G string here at the 9th fret. Let it ring. Now pre-bend on your G string at the 9th fret. Whole step up. Play your B string and G string. Okay. And release it down. Then we get to do our original lick in E. Okay, so same thing again there. Now we just do take a D chord and move it up 2 frets so it's an E instead of D, and go. And that's him using his G bender again. Just only bend the G string up a whole step. Okay. And then the next time, after this, yeah, same thing. Now we do an A thing, so you're doing pinky 5th fret, E string, ring finger 5th fret, B string, and then just the middle finger 4th fret on the G string, and then hit all 3 by grabbing all 3 like this, and you're bending the G string up and down a whole step. Okay. I'm not playing it perfect. I'm not trying to. Again, I just woke up like 20 minutes ago and felt like doing this, so here we are. Okay, so that's the secret of how I came up with. I actually stole most of this stuff from Steve Travato, from some cassette tapes a long time ago. He had some of those out, and no such thing as videos tapes that I know of back then. So the cassette tapes were out. Yes, actual cassette audio tapes only, no video. To get the that part was from him. I did not make this up, but the other stuff, you know, stuff I figured out on my own, out of necessity. But it's all very commonplace, and the whole world knew it except for me. I had to come up with it on my own. But anyway, so now you get to get it the easy way. Okay, so again, back to where I was. Yes, I love to ramble, as you all know. Okay, so mess with that phrasing wise as much as you want, okay? If I have to throw ideas out, I'll just make them up as I go, because I've never, I don't think about things when I play. I just play what I want when I want, and I play what I feel. Okay, so whatever you want to do. I'm just sitting here playing. Okay, so whatever you want to do. I mean, see, it don't have to be just all countryed out. Do whatever you want with these things, okay? So there's that. Now let's go to the other A thing where I was showing you. This kind of thing, and you can use it in any key, of course. Okay, so these type of things, again, no pick for me. No soup for you. I am the guitar Nazi, guitar pick Nazi. I hate picks for the most part, but if you want to use them, use them. A. No, I'm not from Canada. A. The key of A. So again, I'm going to be doing the same thing, using the thumb here, first finger here, and middle finger here as before. If you want to use a pick, use a pick. It sounds great with a pick. Hell, let's cram a little meat in here and take a pick. And star picks, by the way, greatest invention ever. If you've never seen a star pick, by God, I'm going to get one on camera. Focus, you bastard. There you go. Much better than any other pick out there. I won't name names again this time because slander, but these actually stay in your hands. You don't have to worry about anything warming up or trying to stick to you that don't actually work. These things stay in your hands. Take whatever pick gauge you normally use. I usually use a 73 when it comes to the Dunlop Tortexes, but they still go out of your hand. You always see me licking my fingers That's to try to keep these stuck to my finger somehow. So go up a gauge or two. So instead of 73s, focus. Yeah, bastard, that's your job. I paid money for you to focus. Are you going to do it? Probably not. Let's try to get more of this in there. There you go. 88 millimeter there. And then I went all the way up to some other ones that are, and why am I even telling you this? Because these are very cool, and I just like to share the cool stuff. There's a 1.14. Because once you cut the center out, the normal gauge that you use gets really flimsy. So my 73s were no longer useful after I bought a couple dozen. So go a couple gauges higher, and then they'll stiffen right back out for you and feel like your old pick. But coolest picks around, man. You can't drop them. Anyway, so if you're using your pick in this thing, it sounds cool too. Just it's all in the application. Again, build your own damn house. Whatever, we'll do all that too. So here's the left hand junk. That's the only part you need. The rest of it you can figure out on your own. Why? Because you smart. Okay, so anyway, they are typical A. Okay, second fret. We'll bar it. And I'm picking all three strings, okay? I'm going to do these same three strings all the way through the A, D, and G string for this entire, or 80% of this entire exercise or this lesson. The next thing we can do is that, or would be that. Let's go to all of them. Let's get them all the way up the neck, all the way up a full octave anyway. So A there. As weird as that sounds, yeah, just the second fret on the D string. So from there, you're just lifting up and getting rid of the G string basically. But that's totally viable since that's just an A7, one of the biggest country things in the world, so you better have it. And the next one up is going to be same thing, but you just add your ring finger to the 4th fret A string. Again, I'm playing that G string in here. Okay. Okay, so that's that. Okay, so you can have those. The rest of them are going to be A, normal here, and going to be the G string 2nd fret and the D string 4th fret. So we're going to let the A string ring open on all these. So A. You could do the same thing again. Remember we had that discussion. 2nd fret only on the D string. Now we do 2nd fret G string, 4th fret D string. Now we're going to go up to 4th fret G string, 5th fret on the D string. Now for us country pickers, we get to go chromatically, which means every step, or every half step, actually every fret, let's put it that way. From 5 and 4, meaning 5th fret and 4th fret, 5 and 4, up 1 fret, yeah, and then one more. Dang 12 string over there ringing like crazy. Okay, so you're going from 5 and 4 to 6 and 5, and then 7 and 6. Okay, so you have from there on up, just giving you all the positions first, then we'll go back. Okay, then you get to go with your ring finger up to the 9th fret on the D string and 7th fret on the G. Take that up a whole step, meaning 11 and 9. Then we're going to take this whole thing up to 12 and 11 via this shape. Now we're going to flatten it out So we're at 12 and 12. I'm going to go ahead and do it with one finger here. And then finally to the A here. I'm going to do it with my ring finger, and that reason will become apparent shortly. So all the way up is here. Okay, so don't forget you can do these. And the ones down here. Okay. Okay, so we're going to start with this one. And then we're just going to go right here to this one. Then here. And up. Okay, so that's the whole gamut of this. Now how do we use it? One cool thing, and I'm going to start backward because I'm a backwards ass dude, and show you a cool thing, which is, you can do it with your pick if you want. While we're here, okay, so I'll show you this, which is thumb, and then just simply going from the 14th fret, which I told you to use your ring finger, and pull it off to the 12th fret. Okay, so that's all it is. Okay, one cool thing that I didn't plan on putting in, but I put it in because I like to, is that. Which is going up to the 17th fret. So you're just your A with your first finger. Let's cover everything. Okay, let's cover the G, B, and E string on your 17th fret. Hit your E and B string together. Then your G and B string together. Bend it so your G string does kind of a half step bend towards the floor. Your B string will too, because you're doing it with one finger, but it won't do it as much as your G string will. Then finally just go to the 19th fret here on your D string for your A. Okay, so that's just some cool way to go around, or something to throw in with this. Okay, so you can throw that in if you want. If not, don't. That's another one just cool to throw in with your ring finger, is just to go up to that 17th fret on the G string and play the two middle strings, your G and D string. Okay. Chromatically up. So cool stuff right there. Now coming back down. Okay, what was that? Those are the notes I showed you, just playing it backwards. Okay, so we're going down to 12 and 11. So there's 12 and 11. Okay, so now we're doing 11 and 9. 7 and I'm sorry, 9 and 7. Right back to just your A triad, which is going to be your 7 and 6. Now we do our chromatic steps down, which leads us to a 7th. Okay, so there's 4 and 2. There's that one where we just did the 7th, when we had it on the 2nd fret. Back to A, or you could go, which was the ones from the very beginning, which is 5 and 4 on the A and D string. then 4 and 2 on the A string. Back to your A there. Okay, so that is. Okay, so anything you want to use there. Again, these are just the very basic bare bones. Go to tone, back to the bridge. So if you want the real hardcore tone there, we can do that. So it's just a matter of how much stank you want to put on these things. Okay, and don't just stick to what I'm doing, skip around all over the dang place. Okay, so these are just to make noise. And these are used by everybody and their dog, but for those who don't know it, that's why I teach it, okay? That's why I'm called a teacher. Okay, these are kind of cool. They are kind of a skipping thing. Okay, so just kind of hit the thumb, hit your little chord, just kind of pull them off, because it don't matter that you're pulling off to the D and the G string because they are in the scale of the A. So to have them ring open for just that quick is fine. So there's pull-offs. Okay. Which is very cool in and of itself. Now we're getting into Danny Gatton weird. Don't be afraid to bend your necks. As long as you have a bolt on, you're fine. Okay? Okay, that's what they're there for. Use them. Use them and abuse them. Okay, so those are your little tricks in that key. Again, it works all over the place if you want to use it. Do the exact same thing in E. Okay, no lesson needed there. I'll show it to you just because the camera's still rolling. But exact same thing, but use the E instead of the A. And D, you could do ding there, same thing. Remember, you have a B string confunction there, so you have to do the 1 fret adjustment. Okay, so if you're doing the D, you can't do just, you have to do, and you have to change things up, you know. Okay, if you're going, so you got to change things. Change things up by 1 fret if you're going to do the D thing, but it's worth doing. Okay, so that's all of that. The quick other little A thing I was doing, A, since we're here, this just simply came from a song I wrote a long time ago. a song called Easier Said Than Done. There's been 3,000 songs called that. That's why you've never heard it. No, it's because I'm a nobody. That's why you've never heard it. Okay. 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 A, yeah, with open strings. What this is, just because it's cool. If you've ever seen any of my videos, actual videos that you've purchased, I play that all the time. Why? Because it's one of my favorite things I've ever written. And I'm just giving it to you because hopefully somebody will record it and in some way and just make $1 million off of it. You know, it's like, I'm just here to give crap away. Okay? You know, I gotta have some kind of legacy. So, okay, open A string, and then you're doing your G string, and then we're gonna do a roll, which is gonna be actually a or a little triplet here of open D string, open 2 4, meaning open 2nd fret, 4th fret. So I'll be using numbers from here on out. Open 2 4, and then an open G string. Okay. Now let those ring. It's the dissonance, the ugliness, if you want dissonance in a Webster dictionary. Okay, so that ugliness. Okay, the lick I do after it starts just like it. Then back to the D string. Okay. Back to the D string, G string, open, 2nd fret, which is your A, then hitting your B string, then while that's ringing, hitting your A string again, or your A note, I'm sorry. Pull off, and then, actually while that's ringing open, hit that 4th fret on your D string. Part, second part is so I leave my ring finger there the whole time. So again, dissonance, and second time D string, G string, hammer on, B string, G string, pull off, and then D string. Okay, but played fast. Okay. Okay, so it's just cool stuff. Most people get cool open G strings, but not open A string stuff. Same lick, but on. Okay, yeah, it gets better sounding when you chop it up and speed it up. On the A string and the D string. So A string, exactly the same thing. The triplet from open to 2nd to 4th fret to the open D string, yep, while that one's still ringing, dissonance. Okay, so it's exactly the same lick. Okay, as before. Okay, so I'm doing the same lick. And as I was before. You can stop anywhere you want, of course. That's what it's all about. Again, building blocks, hammer, nails, go build your house. Okay, so again, that is just nothing more than... And to get you back to A, so you can go... That there's probably one of the most important ones. You'll hear Doug Seven a lot. He uses that kind of thing all the time. Great player, by the way, Doug is. He's got all that paisley stuff nailed. This stuff is, yeah, that's just a 7th. You'll see that on everybody's lesson. Doug throws it on his too. Everybody that gives a lesson puts this in because it's worth repeating over and over and again. Again, that's just from your original. So that's a good place to stop on a lot of your licks if you're sitting there. Especially before you go to D. Okay, so it's just a great way to get into that type of thing. So just remember that, to do that 7th from earlier. I'm jumping all over the place because that's what I do. And so that's basically it. Don't forget all your stuff from... Okay. Okay, yeah, that's on another video. It's probably free out there somewhere. Viral videos, they get handed around all over the place. But once again, that's all the time I'm going to do because I got to do some actual work today. Yeah, you love seeing me, don't you? Anyway, again, Scott Grove. Hope you enjoy just the free licks. Everybody keeps asking for them, so I keep throwing them out there. You can always visit me at groovymusiclessons.com for full-length videos, anywhere from an hour to 4.5 hours. I think is the longest one with my Alan Jackson video. A lot of lessons are 3 and 4 hours, so you can grab all the videos you want via downloads, via DVDs, DVD-ROMs. You can buy every one of my videos on a prepackaged external hard drive that I send to you, and it has over 150 hours of videos. So if you're interested in just good old down-home stuff shot just like this, no better quality, no worse, it's just a dude hanging out with a dude rambling and teaching you good crap, you know. It's not rated G stuff either. I just have a good time and I'm a normal dude, okay? But this is how I make my living, and giving stuff away like this brings you to me. And then hopefully you'll throw me $4 for a download that, you know, helps me keep food on the table. So thanks again. You guys are always wonderful, and thanks for the request to show some of the stuff that most of you had to already pay for. So just wanted to play with you guys today. Hey, that didn't sound right. I'm not a Catholic priest. No emails on that one either. Okay, I better shut up before I get in more trouble. Trouble's my middle name. Hell, what am I saying? Okay, so talk to y'all soon, and bye.